By all.
Okay, now this is a story of Paulo Coelho, who is one of my favorite writers.
Paulo Coelho is a Spanish writer?
He's South American.
South American.
He's Brazilian.
Brazilian.
And he's magnificent. Well, this story is called Oil in the Spoon. A very rich merchant told his son, "You must learn the secret of happiness. I'm going to tell you to go into the desert and find an old sage there. He can help teach you the secret of happiness." So the boy went to the desert, and he traveled 40 days and 40 nights, and not finding a little hovel there and an anchorite, he found a magnificent castle. And he went in, and there was the wise man. The wise man wasn't, as I say, an anchorite. He was a prince. And in this castle, all sorts of things were going on. There were a whole bunch of merchants coming and going, and there were people in corners having conversations, animated conversations and discussions. And on the table, there was the most beautiful food, all the most choice food of that region of the world. And there was a small orchestra playing. Well, there was a long queue there to see the wise man, and he had to wait 2 hours before he came to the wise man. And the wise man listened to him very, very carefully and said, "Young man," he said, "I really am very busy, and I don't have much time to tell you the secret of happiness yet. But what I would ask you to do is go around this place and look at my home." And he said, "Would you do me a favor?" And the boy said, "Yes. I will give you this spoon in which 2 tiny drops of oil have been put. Take this spoon with you and don't spill the oil." Mind you, you don't spill the oil. So the young man went up and down the steps of the castle. He went around and around the castle gardens, and after 2 hours, he came back to the wise man. And the wise man said, "Well, what did you see?" And the boy said, "Well, not very much, because I was paying attention to keeping the drops of oil on the spoon." The wise man said, No. You go around again, and you look at everything. You look at my beautiful Persian tapestries. You look at the beautiful scrolls in my library. You look at the stained glass. You look at everything in that garden. The gardener has been working on that for 10 years. Enjoy it, savor it. So the boy starts out with the spoon with the oil in it. And he does see the wonders of this place. And it is beautiful. The stonework must have been carried for miles and miles. The plants were from every place in the world. And the fountains in this garden were intriguing. It was so gorgeous. And he came back to the man with his eyes shining. And a man says, "You must know a man's home before you know him, before you trust him. What did you see?" And the boy described the wonders, and the wise man said, "And where is the oil in the spoon?" The boy said, "I was so intent on looking at things, I must have spilt the oil somewhere." "Ah," said the wise man, "what I can tell you now is to achieve true happiness, you must see all of the wonders of the world, but never forget the drops of oil in the spoon."